If you've ever wanted a tiny carbine that shoots like a rifle, you're in the right place. I'm excited to dive into 5 of the best designed pistol caliber carbines on the market and explain why their engineering and construction matter more than a catchy name or price tag. We'll explore the Sig Sauer MPX K, Extar EP9, CMMG Banshee Mk17, Kel-Tec Sub2000, and CZ Scorpion Evo 3 using a design-focused lens. What operating system do they use? Why choose a short-stroke gas piston over a mass delayed blowback or rotary delayed blowback? How do polymer receivers, steel internals, barrel lengths, and folding mechanisms translate into recoil, reliability, and handling? By the end, you'll understand not just which PCC might fit your budget, but how its design affects real-world performance. I'll share personal impressions, highlight strengths and trade-offs, and sprinkle in some B-roll suggestions. Ready? Let's get into the heart of these designs. Remember to hit subscribe if you enjoy deep dives like this. Think of the MPX K as a machine with lungs. Instead of relying on simple blowback, SIG uses a short-stroke gas piston with a closed rotating bolt. When you fire a round, gas taps the piston, pushes the bolt carrier back just far enough, and then vents out, keeping the bolt locked until pressures drop. This breathing motion dampens recoil and keeps dirt out of the chamber. SIG pairs that heart with a fully ambidextrous control layout. The safety selector, magazine release, and bolt release can all be operated from either side. Even the charging handle is AR style and placed at the rear so it doesn't interfere with optics. The Timney single-stage trigger has a crisp break and short reset, making rapid follow-up shots a breeze. Materials matter too. The MPX-K's frame uses lightweight aluminum with polymer furniture, while the free-floating barrel is cold hammer forged for longevity. SIG designed the magazine well with a pronounced flare for fast reloads and partnered with Timney to create an ergonomic pistol grip. The result is a gun that feels like a familiar AR-15, yet is optimized for 9mm. Modularity is a hallmark. Gen 2 MPXs feature M-LOK handguards and Timney triggers, and the platform can accept different barrel lengths or caliber conversion kits. Although conversion kits are still scarce, the design shows SIG's intent to future-proof the MPX. At the range, the difference is obvious. The gas piston and rotating bolt produce recoil comparable to a rimfire carbine. Even without a brace, I found the MPX K easy to control. Groups stayed tight at 25 to 50 yards, and the suppressed options make it ideal for home defense or competition. If you value smooth recoil, ambidextrous controls, and modularity, this design stands out. It's pricey and uses proprietary magazines with metal feed lips, but the engineering behind its soft shooting and reliability is top tier. The Extar EP9 carbine starts with a bold checklist: polymer upper and lower receivers, a 16.25-inch carbon steel barrel, an 8-inch polymer handguard with 12 M-LOK slots, and a weight of only 5 pounds 4 ounces. But its most intriguing feature is the mass delayed blowback system. Instead of a heavy bolt slamming rearward like a typical blowback, the Extar EP9's dynamic mass bolt assembly incorporates a spring-loaded weight above the bolt's face. When fired, the weight moves forward into a recess, delaying bolt movement and absorbing energy. This reduces felt recoil and prevents bolt bounce.
Extar didn't stop there. The company added extra bolt mass and a flexible recoil damper that compresses like a diaphragm, soaking up the rearward impulse. An idea explained on their blog. Together, these features allow the EP9 to shoot softly while still using a simple blowback-style bolt. I barely needed to correct my sights between shots. Controls mirror the AR-15, a left-side reciprocating charging handle, AR pattern safety and trigger components, and a familiar magazine release. The flared magazine well and oversized trigger guard make reloads easy, even with gloves. Extar's proprietary EMP magazines hold 18 rounds, but follow Glock geometry. The carbine can also use many Glock pattern magazines. The stock system is clever. A polymer buffer tube houses a modified recoil spring tuned for 9mm. Capped by a mission-first tactical 6-position stock. Everything disassembles quickly thanks to a rear takedown pin and fixed front hinge. Another surprise? No lubrication. Extar's manual specifies that advanced materials eliminate the need for oil. Cleaning involves no lube at all. I still apply a light silicone spray out of habit, but the gun ran flawlessly for 300 rounds without lube. All of these innovations make the EP9 a compelling budget PCC. It's light, soft shooting, and requires minimal maintenance. The trade-offs are proprietary magazines and a somewhat plastic feel due to the extensive polymer. Still, if you're looking for innovation in recoil management and a wallet-friendly price, the EP9's engineering deserves a closer look. The CMMG Banshee Mk17 borrows its name and magazines from the U.S. Army's M17 P320 pistol, but its operating system is anything but standard. Instead of straight blowback, CMMG uses a radial delayed blowback system that incorporates rotary cuts in the bolt. When you fire, the bolt begins to rotate and move rearward, delaying opening until chamber pressure drops. This allows for a lighter bolt and buffer while taming recoil. This design pays dividends. I found the Mk17's recoil impulse comparable to the MPX's gas piston. Rapid strings produced minimal muzzle rise, and follow-up shots were fast. The Gun University review notes that the rotary delayed action mitigates the harsh recoil typical of blowback PCCs, making the Mk17 a superbly light recoiling. In a side-by-side comparison, the Mk17 feels softer than many 9mm AR pistols. On the hardware front, CMMG builds the Banshee from billet 60161T6 aluminum for the upper and forged 705-705T6 aluminum for the lower, with an 8-inch or 5-inch on some variants, 4140 chrome moly barrel, and an EML handguard with M-lock slots. The 300 series Mk17 reviewed here includes a Cerakoted finish, ambidextrous safety and charging handle, a threaded muzzle for suppressors, and the clever CMMG RIP brace that deploys to preset positions for instant stability. The gun weighs around 4 pounds 10 ounces and measures under 20 inches overall.
Comparatively, the Mk17 occupies a sweet spot between the gas piston MPX K and the simple blowback designs. It offers nearly the same soft recoil as the MPX without the complexity of a gas system, while remaining lighter and more compact than some blowback PCCs. The trade-off is cost. This premium PCC isn't cheap, and a trigger that's mil-spec rather than match grade. For shooters who value magazine compatibility with SIG pistols, radio-delayed soft recoil, and AR-style ergonomics, the Banshee Mk17 showcases engineering ingenuity. The Kel-Tec Sub2000 is what happens when you design a gun to live inside a backpack. At the heart of its charm is the folding mechanism. The barrel and handguard pivot upward 90 degrees and fold over the receiver, reducing the carbine's length from roughly 30 inches to just over 16 inches. On the Gen 3 model, Kel-Tec solved the old problem of optics interference by adding a rotating forend. Unlock the barrel and the forend rotates, allowing a red dot or scope to remain mounted while the gun folds. Structurally, the Sub2000 uses a blowback system housed inside a tubular steel stock. A round bolt and heavy recoil spring ride within the stock, driving the simple action. This simplicity keeps costs low and reliability high, but creates trade-offs. The charging handle underneath your cheek requires muscle to rack because of the stiff spring. Recoil, while still mild, is similar to a 5.56mm AR due to the heavy spring. Kel-Tec builds the receiver and forend from clamshell polymer shells reinforced by screws. The Gen 3 forend features top and bottom Picatinny rails, plus M-lock slots on each side for lights, grips, and other accessories. The 16.15-inch carbon steel barrel is threaded 1/2x28 for compensators or suppressors. Controls are utilitarian, a crossbolt safety, left side magazine release, and a trigger guard that doubles as the barrel release lever. On Gen 3, Kel-Tec replaced the plastic trigger with a curved aluminum 2-stage trigger that breaks at around 4 pounds 7 ounces. Earlier Gen 2 guns had a much heavier 9.5-pound trigger with noticeable pre-travel and no crisp break, so the upgrade is welcome. Magazine compatibility is a major selling point. The Sub2000's grip doubles as the magazine well and accepts common Glock, Smith & Wesson, SIG, and Beretta pistol magazines. Folding it for transport is straightforward, but adjusting the 3-position polymer stock requires removing a pin rather than a quick adjust lever. Overall, the Sub2000 excels at being affordable, portable, and versatile. It's a blast as a truck gun or hiking companion. However, be prepared for a stiff charging handle, a less refined trigger on older models, and ergonomics that are quirky by design. If you want a PCC you can fold in half and stow away, and you don't mind working around the blowback's idiosyncrasies, Kel-Tec's engineering delivers a unique solution. The CZ Scorpion Evo 3 pairs a robust fiber-reinforced polymer frame with a cold hammer-forged barrel. In its pistol configuration, it weighs around 5 pounds and holds 20+1 rounds of 9mm. The design draws on CZ's submachine gun heritage. The action sits forward of the grip, and the stick magazine doubles as a hand stop. Operating on a simple blowback system, the Scorpion's reliability is closely tied to the ammunition you feed it. I've run everything from subsonic Aguila to defensive Hornady rounds without issues. Ejection is forceful and consistent. Recoil is minimal thanks to the carbine's weight and balance, making it easy to engage multiple targets quickly.
Ergonomically, the Evo 3 offers an integrated pistol grip, compact dimensions, and extensive rail space. The top and sides of the forend provide ample Picatinny/M-lock real estate for optics, lights, and vertical grips. Some shooters find the polymer forend bulky, but its robustness allows for aggressive gripping and accessory mounting. The pistol version is smaller than many PCCs, yet the frame fills the hand fully, contrasting with slim AR rails. Controls are ambidextrous, and CZ has continued to refine the platform. The Scorpion 3 Plus series, introduced in 2022, features bilateral safety, bolt release, and magazine release, replacing the original paddle-style mag release with a more familiar AR-style button. Receivers were redesigned for better ergonomics. For 2025, CZ added a Magpul edition with factory-installed Zukov S folding telescoping stock, MOE Evo grip, MBUS sights, M-Lock MVG4 grip, and a 35-round PMag EV9 magazine. The 16-inch barrel is threaded 1/2 by 28 and comes with a 3-prong flash suppressor. The carbine weighs 6.9 pounds and measures 34 inches, 26.5 inches folded. On the range, the Scorpion is a joy to shoot. At under 25 yards, it points naturally, and the weight helps keep the muzzle on target. The blowback action isn't as silky as the MPX or Mk17, but reliability has been excellent in my experience. The platform is also ripe for customization. Aftermarket triggers, braces where legal, and accessories abound. If you want a rugged polymer PCC with copious rail space and don't mind a bit of extra bulk, the Evo 3 and its newer 3 Plus variants deliver solid performance at a mid-tier price. When choosing a pistol caliber carbine, focus on design and operation. The SIG MPX K's short-stroke gas piston and closed rotating bolt offer the softest recoil and match-grade trigger. The Extar EP9 proves that clever engineering, mass-delayed blowback, and polymer construction can deliver a light, affordable PCC with minimal maintenance. The CMMG Banshee Mk17 uses radial delayed blowback to combine AR-style familiarity with SIG P320 magazine compatibility and near piston-like recoil. The Kel-Tec Sub2000 shows how a simple blowback design can fold in half, trading a stiff spring and quirky ergonomics for unmatched portability. And the CZ Scorpion Evo 3/3 Plus marries a robust polymer frame and blowback reliability with generous rail space and ambidextrous controls. My quick buying checklist: softest recoil and premium build, SIG MPX K; lightweight and budget-friendly, Extar EP9; AR feel and P320 mags, CMMG Banshee Mk17; folding, backpack-ready, Kel-Tec Sub2000; rugged polymer with rails, CZ Scorpion Evo 3 or 3 Plus. Let me know which PCC you're running or curious about, and drop a comment if you'd like a teardown on any of these. If you enjoyed this design-focused deep dive, hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more engineering-centric reviews coming your way.